Hey, welcome back to the Marvel and DC Theorists and Marvel and DC Explained. And if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to turn on your notification bells and alerts so you won't miss all types of content that goes down here at all of my channels. So, Young Avengers #1. Let's get into this and talk about pretty much Wiccan's first appearance. And the reason why I'm actually making this video is because I've been geeking out about WandaVision and since the WandaVision days, and recently about Agatha all along. And with the announcement of the Vision Quest series, that hopefully we might get the announce of Viz. But anyways, though, I'm making this video because Teen's character, Joe Locke, is definitely Wiccan. We all know that. He will be that reincarnated version of Wiccan. So without further ado, don't forget to follow and subscribe, and let's get into Wiccan's first appearance in Avengers, well, Young Avengers #1. So we actually get some like Daily Bugle action, some Daily Bugle action going on right now. And right now, the Young Avengers, like the original team, just kind of started off as Hulkling, Wiccan, what was it, Iron Patriot? Well, technically Iron Patriot, you can say. Iron Patriot right here, and then Iron Lad. Sorry about that. The Iron Patriot right here, and then Iron Lad. So you see it right here. Who the blank are the Young Avengers? A new generation of heroes, by Bugle reporter Kat Farrell. Freaking J. Jonah Jameson. Yup, you guessed it, J. Jonah Jameson. So pretty much you get a little bit of J. Jonah Jameson actually bringing us the news about the Young Avengers. So which is very crazy is that I guess at the time Wiccan had favored Scarlet Witch, which was kind of ironic, and I guess Thor, because his power is kind of like in this scene was kind of like Thor. And I say in this scene because at the very beginning of the first couple of issues of the Young Avengers, the writers probably didn't know what to do with his character, so we don't really get too much of his magic side or whatever. But yeah, witness claim Thor Jr. had lightning powers, which was, like I said, Wiccan. That Iron Kid's armor was more advanced than Iron Man's. This kid right here, Iron Lad. Then we got that Teen Hulk was very polite, talking about Hulkling. And then that Lieutenant America was, according to Farrell here, extremely bossy, aka Iron Lad. So let's get into reading this a little bit. So by the time tomorrow's paper goes to bed tonight, you ladies will have found out exactly who these kids are and what gives them the right to call themselves the Young Avengers. Yes, Kat. Jonah. Yes, Kat. They didn't exactly call themselves the Young Avengers. I did that. Then J. Jonah is looking at her like, you did that? Well, with his J. Jonah Jameson voice, you did that? I use a question mark, Young Avengers. It was a question mark. They are dressed like Young Avengers. Actually, they're not. This kid isn't wearing Captain America's uniform. He's wearing Bucky. The suit's been updated, but you're right. The military jacket, the domino mask, it's Bucky. Okay, I'm sorry, but who's Bucky? Who's Bucky? Bucky was Captain America's teen sidekick during World War II. How could you not know Bucky? How old are you? It was World War II. How old are you? So they have this little back and forth about Bucky. Not really relevant. So these kids are the new Avengers, new sidekicks. The Avengers disbanded. There are no Avengers. These kids are probably just super powered fanboys. How do you know? I don't. Just how do you know the Avengers aren't still operating in secret? That these kids aren't just a distraction, a publicity stunt? Because I know Captain America, and he would never put another kid's life in danger. Never. You know Captain America? It's not like we hang out. Wait, you were a young Avenger once too, weren't you? No, I was a young idiot who had no business putting on that ridiculous costume in the first place. Yep. Jessica Jones as Jewel. Oi, where did you get that? Off the net? You've got like 200 fan sites. That may be the scariest thing I've ever heard. So we get this random visit from pretty much Captain America and Iron Man, right? Hey Jess, how are you? Sorry just to show up like this, but can we talk to you for a minute in private? Then this is when we get this, I guess, but where? Allow me, thanks. Sorry about this, Cat. And thank you, Captain. Hey Jess, call me, okay? Enjoyed the article, Miss Farrell. And then they just leave. So the kids aren't yours? No. And they put the Maria, I think this is Captain saying this. The Maria Stark Foundation doesn't have enough money to fund a team of adult Avengers, let alone a group of sidekicks. You guys noticed the Bucky thing too? Cap says, yeah. Look, I'm sure these kids mean well, but I will not allow another child to get hurt or worse trying to follow my example. And then she's like, Cap, you're not responsible for this. He's like, yes, I am. I was then and I am now. At least I'm trying to be. That's why these kids have to shut. Oh, well, he put, that's why we have to shut these kids down. And exactly, and how exactly are you guys planning to do that? Jessica Jones, which I'm like, bro, how come we got the Jessica Jones and the Young Avengers? Come on now. Freaking rad. So pretty much they end up having this back and forth, and like Cap leaves and is like, hey, let us know if you end up finding the kids, Jessica Jones. So I guess she goes down to investigate because, you know, she's I won't say a local, but more of a lesser known hero in the Marvel comics and Marvel universe. So she can clearly go walk the streets, and not too many people really know who Jessica Jones is. You know, I mean, they do, but not as big as they would and would stop. She doesn't stop public and all that good jazz like Iron Man or Captain America would do. So while all of this is going on right now, this party ends up getting crashed by the Young Avengers. So Iron Lad says, Hoagland, what did I say about coming in through the rose window? But Patriot told me to. I did not. I suggested it, is what he says. I said somebody's gonna get hurt. Ow. If the guys with the guns have their way, somebody's gonna get killed. So they pretty much go tossing off and pretty much doing what they got to do. And it's just cool seeing Wiccan like using this lightning bolt thing and not even really using his actual powers, because right now he doesn't even know he has powers. Just more shots of, once again, seeing Hulkling and Wiccan, and just seeing him use this like lightning before his powers were like, you know, before we get to see it turn blue, you know. So we get to have this little fallout between Iron Patriot, Iron Lad, Wiccan, and Hulkling, and pretty much, dude, Iron Patriot's like, dude, I'm not having this, dude, like, I want to quit. And they bring up Conqueror. Iron Lad brings up Kang the Conqueror, right? Which is very interesting, right? Very interesting. That's why they call him Kang the Conqueror, right? Like, let's read this line. Look, if we can't take down the 5 guys with guns, what chance will we have when the real enemy shows up? And then he put, if he shows up. He'll show up, and when he does, he'll stop at nothing to get what he wants. That's why they call him Kang the Conqueror, which obviously they'll probably replace this with Doom in the MCU for sure. So yeah, dude, he ends up leaving. He dips off and said, hey, good luck to you guys, I'm out of here. And then freaking Wiccan and Hulkling leave Iron Lad by himself and like, you know what, I got school tomorrow, all this, no, bye. Which is literally exactly what happens. So Iron Lad is by himself and then gets freaking pulled up on by Jessica Jones, Iron Man, and Captain America. So I guess they have this whole entire conversation about, I guess, right now with Iron Lad and I guess his entire suit and how it's super advanced and all that good jazz. And it's crazy. They let him know, I'm from this 13th century. They call me Kang. He's a variant version of Kang, but the good version of Kang. So this is actually one of those first appearances for Iron Lad and technically Wiccan. So that was the end of part 1. I guess we'll dive into part 2 right now. Alrighty, part 2. Let's go ahead and dive right into this Young Avengers part 2. So this is pretty much, once again, we get that who the are the Young Avengers. But this black lady is freaking funny. It's pretty much getting making sure Kate Bishop's okay in this scene, and obviously this is more of that build up and before Kate Bishop joins the Young Avengers as well. So she pretty much leaves the hospital. Then it pans back to Iron Lad talking with Captain America, Jessica Jones, and Iron Man. So this is an interesting scene, is that he said, you don't look nothing much like Kang. He said, not now, but if you give my armor a neurokinetic adjustment. So he ends up pretty much showing them that like Kang suit, and he's like, oh snap. He's like, yeah, I like you better as Iron Lad. Me too. That's why I left the 13th century. Then boom, out of nowhere, that's not the only reason. So I guess one of the variant versions of Kang the Conqueror pulls up, and he's like, yeah, because I am, about time travel. So this is pretty crazy, saying the Iron Lad get bullied by Kang the Conqueror. So he gets to see the cell, this like, I guess, fail-safe protocol, and we see Vision, and pretty much Iron Lad knows and goes around, and he's like, oh snap, I have to go around and assemble these team of Avengers. So I like how it pans back to Hoagland, Hoagland and Wiccan, and he says, I love how Wiccan's like, and I think I'm finally getting the hang of this flying thing. Yeah. And he's like, you have no idea how happy I am to hear that. Excuse me. We're like getting super giddy because never mind, y'all. Sorry about the little laggage we had right there with the audio. More scenes of Wiccan using his like lightning powers, I guess you can say, stopping some thugs because out of nowhere, what's his name, dude? Iron Patriot comes out of nowhere, and they end up saving him. Hoagland ends up saving him. Like I said, it was super freaking random, but out of nowhere he had popped up. So we get to see these two together, and Iron Patriot's like, Ant Girl, because it's we get to see Kate Bishop with Ant-Man's daughter, which is Stature was her name. So we get to see her kind of like stature up, and it's like, oh snap, look at Wiccan. So they go back to the like Viz protocol thing and get more like intel of why they like are going to regroup back together. And it's very crazy seeing this entire scene, all of them, like this shot right here. So this is very interesting when they asked him about his powers. He said, what about your powers, Billy? You generate electricity lightning. Well, you generate electricity lightning. And he's like, yeah, kind of, because he doesn't even know like what he can do or generate. So this is the funny part. These little, I guess, mini Kang things from the future or whatever come back to try to get Lad, right? Iron Lad. And Lad's like, yo, as Guardian, can you hold them back? And he's like, how? They're lightning proof. And he said, Iron Lad says, use your other powers. So Wiccan does that. He says, you don't have to yell. He's like, what's he doing? I thought he had lightning powers. So they're talking more about like what he can do. Like Stature's trying to figure out, they were at the training facility, why Kang crushed this, and he's like, dude, he has other powers. Hulk has other powers too. And they're once again trying to figure out Wiccan's powers, because they were like, dude, you can make doors disappear and stuff. And it's like, it's complicated. While literally Jessica Jones fighting Kang the Conqueror, dude. So pretty much what was going on, Kang was like, as long as the boy remains here, your lives and the lives of everyone you hold dear will be altered. So that's why he was saying it'd be for the better. So we get to see that little Kate Bishop suit up, and I'm like, oh, let's go. So we get to see more of the Wiccan powers manifest when he just magic turns blue, and they're trying to like telling him to focus his energy and all that, while he decides to go fight Kang the Conqueror, using like all types of magic powers and stuff. So son, this is where I start to get super hype seeing more Wiccan powers get used. But the thing that caught me off guard the most in this issue, was out of nowhere, when Vision or Viz pops up out of nowhere. You have been identified as Kang the Conqueror. So at this point, we are already on Young Avengers, the 6th issue, right? And like, dude, the team, Sad Hoagland, Kate Bishop, Stature, Wiccan. Right now, still Wiccan is considered quote unquote an Asgardian. That's why he has this like knockoff Thor vibes. Patriots all sad, seeing Lad pretty much technically dead. So we get what's his name? Patriot asks Billy. He's like, Billy, will you cast a spell to make you forget this ever happened? And with any luck, the Avengers will be alive again. Jessica Jones will have her baby, and everything will be exactly the way it is, even if that means we won't be Young Avengers anymore. Billy, wait, I'm sorry, Iron Lad. And then out of nowhere, he starts like saying all types of freaking spells. I want the Iron Lad to forget. I want the Iron Lad to forget. We see him, Billy, stop. Like, he's choking him, trying to punch him. And then boom, out of nowhere, he's like, gets super like hulked up a little bit. It's like, what did you do to him? It wasn't Iron Lad, it's the stream. So by this time, Billy's getting way more comfortable with his powers, and at this point knows how to use the portal, or make portals to like travel through like different parts of the the world, not the multiverse yet, but just the world. And then this issue pretty much ends with Wiccan. I love seeing this shot, like in his suit, his own suit, that he doesn't have the knockoff Asgardian horns. It's his own Wiccan suit that we all know and we will see in Agatha all along. Anyways, all this was my quick little video ranting and talking about Wiccan and the Young Avengers, because I do think the Young Avengers will obviously, it's being set up, and maybe we might get ties to the Avengers, the Young Avengers Young Avengers Children's Crusade. Sorry about that. Who knows? I'm just geeking out, throwing out all types of giddy ideas. But this shot here alone, like I said, we will be able to see Wiccan, and I can't wait to see it. But yeah, like I said, this was the end of this issue of the part 6. I just went through part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're probably going to stop this video right here, and I'll probably pick it up at part 7 of the Young Avengers. Just obviously picking up more into Billy's character and Wiccan, because I love the relationship once we get to find out later on, which I believe it's in issue number 7 or 8, where they mention and kind of like let him know that he has a brother. And then obviously this all ties into them finding out that their mom is the Scarlet Witch, Wanda. So yeah, we will be picking up at number 7, where they talk about the quote unquote new Young Avengers, where we get to see more Billy, that doesn't even look like that Asgardian character anymore, which I don't think they could call Asgardian. Maybe they still might, because right now they don't even know who he is or where he came from. Kate Bishop has joined in stature, because by the beginning, at the beginning of this video and beginning of the Young Avengers, it was just Iron Lad, Iron Patriot, the quote-unquote Asgardian, and Hulkling. Anyways, enough of me geeking. I'm gonna catch you on next video and live stream. Don't forget to follow and subscribe.